Hello, Christchurch friends and family. It's Pastor Ben, and it's that time of the week. Sometimes I feel a little bit like Mr. Rogers when I do this, although I'm not going to change my shoes. But I am extraordinarily thankful for you and glad that you join me every week in our neighborhood here in Southern Village at Christ Church. This week, we're beginning a new sermon series entitled Saints at the Table. We talked last week our overarching thing, Becoming Saints Together, and we've done Saints Who Pray, we've done Studious Saints, and looked at the Bible. Now we're going to be looking at the practice of Holy Communion. This week we're going to be in Exodus chapter 12, which is when Passover is instituted. We're going to be talking about Passover. And we're going to bridge that over the next few weeks so it connects to the Last Supper and then it connects to Holy Communion. And sort of why do we do that as it relates to communion, both theologically and practically? Going to answer some of those mysterious questions you've got. Transubstantiation, yes or no? Why do we use juice and not wine? What do we do with the leftovers? And so hope you'll join us for this exciting series in which we delve into the power and the mystery of the real presence of Christ meeting us at the table. So we'll be in Exodus chapter 12 and love to see you in person or online in worship. The 10 o'clock hour, our Kids on a Mission is going to be happening, and Pastor Kristen's going to give some leadership to that because Pastor Brandon and the youth are away at Pilgrimage. That's a North Carolina United Methodist annual conference event. Something like 5,000, 6,000 youth from across Central and Eastern North Carolina will be in Rocky Mount this weekend, hearing powerful speakers and experiencing worship and having formational and missional opportunities. And so hope they'll be safe and well, and I look forward to their safe return among us. I've got one last week of Christ UMC 101. That's been a group of folks who sort of have an orientation experience to Christ Church. We're going to take a tour this week. So we'll meet up at 10 o'clock in Ascension Hall and go from there. Got a couple of CASA connections that are still unfolding and two that had to be rescheduled. So still information about those, and it's not too late to go to those. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. The Children's Christmas Pageant. Pastor Brandon has opened up registration for that, much like Joseph and Mary had to go and to be registered. We'd like to get you registered, not for a census, but to participate in the pageant, which is going to be later in December. Our church council, which is sort of the administrative board, the main administrative leadership voice of the life of the church, is meeting on Sunday at 1. If you're part of that group, we're going to meet in Ascension Hall. So I look forward to seeing you there for a brief meeting. Speaking of gatherings and meetings, our annual Charge Conference, it's an annual kind of business meeting, if you will, of the church. We set pastoral compensation. We elect officers for the coming year. For us, it's going to be on Tuesday, November 28th at 7 p.m., and it'll be here at Christ Church in the sanctuary. If you're on church council, part of the staff, anybody who wants to be a part of that, I would love to see you that night. Mission Front, our Angel Tree tags, which will help us care for children connected to Frank Porter Graham Elementary School, are going to be available on Sunday, November 19th. Our Veterans Day observance. Today was the day of observance. Tomorrow's Veterans Day. We had an awesome opportunity in the Benevolence concert last Sunday afternoon. It was so beautiful. Thank you for everybody participating in that. If you weren't able to come, there's a link in today's e-blast. Also still opportunity to give to that. Dennis Bridgeford, who's our business administrator, has been away this week, so we haven't actually gotten a final tally of what was given yet, but I saw a lot of people being extraordinarily generous, and it's not too late for you to give to that either. Soon, very soon, the Staff Parish Relations Committee is going to have information for you about a love offering for the staff, so stay tuned for that as we close out November and move into early December. Last today, just thank everybody. There was lots of wonderful and great feedback related to the pulpit that's now in our chancel space, and we look to creative and beautiful ways to continue to use it. Some people had some follow-up questions, and so just wanted to maybe speak into those a little bit more today. We'll pause and pray. It sounds like the ambulance coming in for somebody here in Southern Village, so we wish them and think well for them. As it relates to the pulpit, that went through a decision-making process that included the pastoral team, the worship team, and then our trustees who are responsible for all of our buildings and the safety of our space and the design of our space. Give thanks to that group. And ultimately, our church council and leadership team gave final approval, and we continue to thank John Hallwell for that. And that's pretty typical to how decisions get made here in the life of the church. So not a Pastor Ben decision by any stretch, although lots of input and feedback I got to give. But that's a process that works through the lay leadership and consultation with the pastoral team in the life of the church. And then some folks have asked about, is it permanent? Is it movable? And maybe in certain circumstances, it could be disassembled, but on the whole, the understanding and anticipation is that it'll be in our worship space Sunday in and Sunday out. Again, give thanks to Gina Laya and to her late husband Dave and his memory, and for the ways that the saints meet us in worship. If you want to read more about pulpits, Dean Bill Lawrence was kind to send along. The word shows up in Nehemiah chapter 8. So if you wanted to do some reading there, you might go be a studious saint who reads the Bible. All right, that's what I've got for you today. Look forward to seeing you in Sunday for worship as we gather as saints around the table. Take care. See you soon.